Hello, welcome everyone to FMC. I am Jeremy. That is SV3. It is Tuesday, August 29th. I have no idea why SV3 is laughing right now, aside from our off-air conversation where if people only knew what we talked about off-air.
Exactly. No, it's like he took the energy from our off-air conversation, and I'm thinking he's going to be like, "All right, yeah, let's get ready to go. Let's do it." And he just kept the same energy. He's like, "Yeah, let's do this show." So that was the last thing you said before you press start broadcasting. Got me so much.
You should see our in the weeds before we start. Joel and I are very down and stuff. By this point, especially now with the kids back in school, I'm up between 6 and 7. And so, I'm working as I always am. So I'm working from 7 to 10. So I've already put in a good strong 3 hours of work. And especially yesterday after a long weekend and everything, I'm just so down, and I'm just oh my gosh, here we go, let's do this show, and it.
Uh-oh. Did I freeze? Or
all right, there we're back.
You froze. Yeah, you froze.
Okay. All right, we're good. So I'm very down backstage. I'm yeah, let's do the show. I'm tired. I'm here we go, let's do this. And then the music starts and everything, and the music's campy and funny, so for anybody who's watched, and then once the show starts, my energy just shoots off the charts, especially the episode where we talked about eating ass. I was very down on that one, and then we got into that, and everybody saw my energy really perk up. I know how to turn it on for the camera. I can turn that on. Before the camera, though, yeah, I'm very low energy and just it's not that I dread any of these shows. I love doing these shows. I love the people I do the shows with. I'm just fucking tired. Oh shit!
No.
Fuck.
but it was during the Lakers playoffs that I had to get my energy up on Tuesday. Yeah. So it was just the juxtaposition of that to hearing you just be like, yeah, let's do this. It was like you turned into 35-year-old Napoleon Dynamite. It was just great for me.
I've already screwed up our monetization on this show because I've cursed 3 times in the first. Joel Pearl is somewhere yelling at me right now. It's Jeremy, what are you doing cursing 5 minutes in? He looks at all of that stuff. I'm just whatever. I apologize to everybody. I should not be cursing.
It was being on Wrestle Talk for as long as I learned the art of how to have a rant without going into cursing. But it's very hard. It's very hard now that I'm not on Wrestle Talk and now I'm on True Elite. So when I'm on other places, I try my best to be like that.
I'm on my best behavior on In the Weeds because Joel will yell at me, and then Spotlight because that's main channel. I'm not trying to screw things up there. FMC is a lawless show.
This is true.
This is so I just rules are out the window when we do this show. So yeah, I curse within the first 3 minutes of the show, and I apologize to Joel Pearl when I screw up our monetization.
Some of my best
Sean just messaged me, why am I cursing 5 minutes in? I don't know why Sean's watching this. Sean, come on air, say hello. I said I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Apologies, man. I'm still hungover from the concert last week when all they did was curse. Sean's going to the Offspring, Sum 41, and
nice.
And Simple Plan concert. Thing is, I don't know if Sean's actually mad at me. Oh, that song bangs. That song rules.
In my head instead of running over. It's all those American Pie movies. I know all these songs.
Yes.
Honestly, it's movies and wrestling. It's my love of rock and roll. Any rock songs that I know, it comes from that.
Look, Offspring was great. Simple Plan, I was not super excited for. I was mainly the wife was excited for Offspring. I was excited for Sum 41. Simple Plan, we were like, eh. But then they start playing and you realize you know every song that they play. And they put on a really good show too. So it was overall a very fun show last week. This is our first FMC since doing it. We talked a little bit about it
Yeah.
on the Wednesday in the weeds. And
I
but
would
yeah,
have been like you. I would have been there for Sum 41. Sum 41 because I just recently watched a video about the TRL era. Like
oh
that
yeah.
when I hear Sum 41, I think of that TRL era. That TRL era where I would come home from school and that would be one of the music videos. Those are one of the bands that I discovered from that TRL era.
Yeah, Sum 41 is they were fantastic. They opened the show and there was mosh pits going on. I was very excited for Fat Lip to play. That's one of
Nice.
my favorite songs. The Canadian national anthem, as they
Yes.
called it.
I remember when that came out. Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Yes.
Great
So that was a fun show. Sean said he's going to that. I don't know. Sean's like probably actually mad at me. That's upsetting. Too early for all this. Sorry,
No.
Sean. Sorry.
Damn.
All right. What are we talking about today? What are we doing?
We are talking about everything non-wrestling because I think people have had enough wrestling talk for it with historic events and backstage fights. So we are here to talk about fights in living rooms and people going crazy, people doing hat tricks. We're talking about the Challenge USA season 2 episodes 5 and 6 on today's show. As far as NBA talk, the win share totals and the predictions for win shares came out this week with the Celtics. I know is leading in the East, and the Nuggets leading the whole NBA in win shares over in the West.
That checks out. Celtics and Nuggets. Yeah, I mean they're the favorites, right? The Bucks have to be behind the Celtics.
Yeah, Bucks are second. Third, I believe, is Philly for some God Kameki reason. Then I think it's the Heat and the Cavs, or no, I think it's the Cavs, the Knicks. I think the Heat is like somewhere below because they don't know if Dame or when
No,
Dame is
we're
coming.
not talking about this saga anymore. We don't know who's getting traded.
He doesn't even want to talk about the Portland Trailblazers anymore. He doesn't even want to talk about them in the interviews. Did you see the interview, Jeremy?
No.
Yeah.
I've given up on this content from these guys. I don't care.
He had the interview. They asked him about his future with the Portland Trailblazers. He says the organization has done a lot for him, but he's not here to talk about the future. He will not talk about the future of the Portland Trailblazers any longer.
Yeah, well.
He put his foot down. He put his foot down because he wants to wear the Miami Heat red and black of the Wolfpack. He wants to join up with the Miami Heat boys, with Jimmy Buckets, with Jimmy Playoffs, with playoff Jimmy. Yes. It's gonna be a wrap. They're gonna be in the top 3 in the East. Watch. You heard it here first when they make that trade, but Jeremy doesn't want to talk about that any longer. We can't.
There's nothing to talk about.
Football season is about to start.
Yes, football season is starting. The Panthers are probably not going to be very good, but at least we have allegedly have a quarterback. So I'll be watching football. Football is always fun. Who is your Super Bowl pick? SB3.
Cowboys versus Chiefs.
No, don't lie. The Cowboys aren't going to make it. Stop it.
Cowboys versus Chiefs.
Stop.
Cowboys have the best defense in the NFC. They won 12 games without Dak Prescott for 5 of the games, and they blew 2 games in the fourth quarter. So I think the Cowboys are going to win the NFC East. They're going to have the most wins in the NFC, and they're going to finally make it back to the Super Bowl and lose to the Chiefs.
No, I don't like it. That's a bad pick.
Cowboys.
Bad pick.
Cowboys. I heard it. Best defense. Picked up. Their receiving core is very strong as well.
Don't like the Cowboys. I am going with, I think the Bengals are in, assuming Joe Burrow stays healthy. That's the biggest thing. I think the Bengals and the AFC, I think they break through, get back to the Super Bowl this year. And then on the NFC side, the NFC feels very, very wide open. I don't know if
Yes,
Philly repeats.
I don't think Philly repeats. They have too many losses in key, or too many turnover in key positions on the defensive end.
I don't want to lean towards the Jets, but I do think Aaron Rodgers is one last run.
Well, that's AFC.
Oh, true, true. I'm confusing things. Yeah.
You think
Forgot
the
they're
Jets
both.
win the AFC East?
I'm trying to think. No, no, they don't win the AFC East.
I think the Bills win the AFC East.
Yeah, I
But I
think the
think
Bills
that
win the
I
AFC
can see
East.
the Jets. I can see the Jets and the Dolphins battling for that second spot. I think the Patriots are going to be the worst team in that division.
I'm going with the Niners and the NFC. They were there last year. Quarterback got injured. They were down to like their 8th string quarterback in the NFC title game. Still got a strong roster, assuming Brock Purdy stays healthy, or who they bring in Darnold. They brought in Darnold. I mean, he's not great. I watched him in Carolina, but assuming they have some quarterback stability and nobody gets hurt in the championship game, I like the Niners.
So you're going Bengals and Niners, and I'm
Yes,
going Cowboys and Chiefs.
yes.
Heard it here first. Locked in. Our abbreviated NFL preview. We just gave you our Super Bowl predictions.
All right, what else are we talking about? The show's over, everybody. Show's
Gave
over.
you our very, very abbreviated NBA talk because nothing's going on in the NBA right now except for. Oh my God! What is going on?
What just happened?
I'm thinking I'll be a summon. I'm thinking of a summon.
Oh God. No, no.
Him in the FIBA League, the Team USA. You know we've had the dream team. We've had the dream team before. We had the redeem team before. But 2024 is looking like the him team. Because Austin Reeves is putting in work on Team USA. He is the leader of Team USA. He is the greatest Caucasian American basketball player from the USA since Larry Bird. I told you, he is him. He is the Billy Hole of NBA basketball. He is the heir apparent to Larry Bird. But he got that dog in him. He got that. He got the dogs out like the Baja Man. He is all in the streets. He is all in the paint. He is all over the court, playing defense, playing offense. Austin Reeves proven why he should have got $100 million. But he's got loyalty. He wants to be a Laker for life, and he knew he's gonna earn more money on Team USA. He's gonna earn his endorsements. He's gonna make that money, and is also doing a little bit of recruiting on the side. It's gonna be a wrap. Some of the best super teams have been created on the Olympic teams, whether it be the Olympics or the FIBA Basketball League. You know, you had KD going to the Golden State Warriors. That was created on Team USA. You had the Heatles being created on Team USA. Hell, man, Kobe was about to put the dub on all of that with Chris Paul and Dwight Howard. He got one out of the two, but he was putting in work on there too. So, man, Austin Reeves, man, such a viable piece to the future of the Los Angeles Lakers, and that is why he is.
You done?
Sweet little child of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, sweet little child of mine. I'm gonna let it shine. That's how the Lakers are talking about Austin Reeves. Sweet little child of mine. I'm gonna let him shine. Let him shine. Let him shine. Let him shine. I'm done now.
Okay. He's playing well. I mean, I'll completely give him that. USA is looking good. Canada with Shea, they're looking good. I imagine they'll be near the finals. And then Luca out there. Josh Giddey playing very well for Team Australia. They're not a great overall team, but Josh Giddey's been impressive in the FIBA World Championship. So as the tournament kind of rolls on a little bit more, you know who's not playing well in the tournament? It's hilarious. Is Rudy Gobert. He still sucks, and it's funny to watch him fail.
Why are you so mean to Rudy Gobert for?
Because he gave the world COVID.
Oh, yeah.
He shut down the NBA. I'm gonna put all the blame on him.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, you got me there. You got me. You make valid points. Points were made. Were made.
So no, I'm not. I ain't. No, Rudy Gobert can kick rocks. I love watching that guy fail. It's hilarious to me.
It is funny to watch Rudy Gobert fail. Yeah, I mean, he's been failing ever since giving the world COVID.
Well, that's what happens. So Rudy Gobert and Team France have not been great because I just put all the blame on him. But yeah, we'll see if we get Canada and USA kind of in the knockout stages of things. I think that'll be a really good game because both teams are looking good right now. All right. Any other basketball? There's no real news going on. Training camps open in about a month, a little less than. So their training camp soon. NBA 2K comes out in like next week. So I will,
Kobe Bean on the cover.
Yes. I will buy that game and then pretend I'm going to play it and then never play it and spend $60 of a game that I'll play like twice.
Okay, we should play it on air where I direct you on who I want on my team.
As far like a fantasy draft?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we can do this. This is going to be every episode of FMC from now on. Is I'm just going to play 2K on air, but I'm not going to stream it. Like I'm just going to sit here. My computer monitor is right here. I'm going to sit here and look at the monitor and play it, and then that'll be how I actually play. I'll give commentary.
Oh come on! I wanna see.
Nah, I'll commentate it, but nobody can actually see what I'm playing and what I'm doing.
You can't see what I'm doing.
That'd be the worst stream ever if like you're just watching me play the game, but you can't actually see the game footage. That'd be horrible.
Yeah, you need to put it in the title. Watch me play 2K. And that would get mad clicks, and then everybody would watch and be like, no, it's literally watching him play.
Yeah, just watching me play it.
I'm not even 100% sure he's playing the game.
Yeah.
I hear the sounds.
No, I can't fake that I'm playing it. Like I'll walk everybody through what's happening. You just can't see it. You gotta trust me. I'm pretty trustworthy, I feel. So that's what's gonna happen. What do you mean? Why are you giving me that look that I'm not trustworthy?
Hey, I trust you.
Oh, okay, thank you. All right. Our pal Cher Delware is here, unless we have any other basketball to talk about, which I don't feel like we do. Let's bring our pal Cher Delware. We have plenty.
I'm about to see Cher. Hey, Chicago Cher.
That's a dope Outcast shirt.
Thanks. I actually got this last time I was in Chicago.
Oh, very nice. That's a good shirt. I like that.
I wore this to the Collision premiere.
Okay. Well, one person you won't be seeing in Chicago who was on the Collision premiere. Are you going to headline this show? You got to headline this show, Cher.
See, if you saw Seahawks tweets yesterday, he was talking about how they got to pull out like Michael Jordan or somebody now. And I was like, Obama is about to be the fucking champion. Like,
absolutely.
Look, Rodman's there. Dennis Rodman is going to be at StarCast.
Chicago, though. He's from
still a Chicago legend.
Still
he's
a Chicago legend.
It doesn't matter, though.
Michael Jordan's not technically from Chicago.
He's not either.
But his kids went to school in Chicago.
And
Mm-hmm.
Rodman, Chicago legend, wrestling experience. Like Jordan doesn't
Exactly.
have any of that.
And if Rodman doesn't win, he's going to bring in North Korea to freaking bomb AEW. So,
Oh man, that'd be collision in Korea. No, come on. Saturday night's all right for fighting.
That's true.
Proven pay-per-view draw, Dennis Rodman. Rodman sold more pay-per-views than any of these guys have.
Yeah. I'm not going to Collision, so good luck to them with that.
Rodman and Jericho versus Sting and Darby.
No, it would have to be Rodman.
That's so WCW. Come on.
That rules.
I'm for this. Old as fuck. So Rodman and Jericho versus Sting and Christian. Like, it's got to be all the freaking elderly people.
No, you know it's AEW. They got to throw Darby in there because you have to have one young person.
Darby will just fall from the sky doing a coffin drop in the middle of the match or something.
That's his contribution to the matchup. That's
okay. Too much wrestling. Way too much wrestling on this show. Let's talk about the challenge.
Hey,
what are we doing?
We talked Dennis Rodman though. You parlayed it. Yes. Great job.
At least that was. But we're talking about him in a wrestling capacity. I don't like that. All right, let's get into.
Fuck wrestling.
Let's get into the challenge. We had two episodes this past week. I feel like we reviewed episode 5 in our group chat. Now I'm just gonna go back and look at that.
Just recap it.
Yeah.
And when I messaged you guys, it was the next morning. I think maybe Friday morning. What day is it on? It's on Thursdays.
Yeah, it's on Thursdays.
I was like, God, I hope they've seen this.
Yeah, I watch it Friday morning when it's on Paramount. So.
I think I got to it pretty early because I had seen it.
Yeah.
So I've actually been good about watching the shows. It's been a good season, so that makes it easier to keep up with it. All right, so episode 5, Operation Hat Trick is what they called this nonsense.
Stupid ass.
Stupid.
Yeah. The daily challenge was where you had to carry basically a giant box that was the size of their body weight, and they had to carry this. So having less members was an advantage here because it was less to carry, and green team had less members, and then you of course solve puzzles because you have to throw puzzles in there. And green team had the advantage and actually won this challenge because they had less members, and then because
and the best strategy because Wes basically used the strategy from season 12, Fresh Meat, when him and what was her name, Casey won all those eliminations where they always skip the puzzles during the elimination, and that's what he did here with the green team.
Just muscle through, carry it to the end because you didn't have to do the puzzles. And they were the ones that started the strategy too of instead of everybody. First off, when they all started putting them up on their necks, I'm like, you people are fucking stupid.
That was dumb.
So much pain. So when they all started carrying one side of each of them, I was like, there you go. Like, you're distributing the weight out a little bit, but the puzzle pieces were in the boxes. That was why they wanted to do the puzzles. So continue.
Yeah. But green team won, and then we got into things as Wes basically ran the entire elimination meeting because he got screwed over by his own team the week before, where they
2 weeks before. Okay, he got screwed over the last time they won, and then the last week.
Yeah, where they had him vote for Cassidy instead of Amanda because they all switched and voted for Amanda, and then he even said it on it was this episode. He said it like, "How do you know I wouldn't have voted for Amanda?" It's like, yeah, he probably would have. That's what we talked about last week. Is like he probably would have voted for Amanda. But they made him vote for Cassidy and made him basically take an enemy in Cassidy there. And then, so he runs the elimination. He's like, okay, you guys basically screwed me over. Now, what are we going to do here? He's trying to break up the Survivor Alliance. That was his goal on this. And everybody else started to realize, okay, maybe, we do need to pick off some Survivor members because otherwise they're going to be a strong team. So he ended up running this thing and he got Cassidy.
He vote for Chris if that's who they want. if they voted for Cassidy because that's
Yeah.
which I thought was fair. Like, when you've only got 5 people voting, like you kind of have to come to agreements. It's not much of a majority rules type of thing at that point.
And Michaela found herself in the same chair as West, where West, the last time they won, was trying to argue that they shouldn't throw in 2 vets because that would be bad on his game. You then had Michaela in this deliberation saying that throwing in 2 survivor players is bad for her game, but everybody on her team were just looking at her like, you're the pot calling the kettle black because you were the one leading the brigade to vote in 2 vets last time.
We talked about it a little in our group chat that I think the green team, because they knew they screwed up by not cluing Wes into the plan, like completely unnecessarily, by the way, they felt like they owed him one a little bit here. And so there was not the pushback that maybe there would have been otherwise, because you don't want to piss off Wes too bad. You don't want to piss off anybody on your team, but Wes can certainly plot and has been around, has enough friends to where you don't want really him as an enemy, especially when he's on your own team. So I think they felt they owed him one, and so they ended up doing Chris and Cassidy that went in there. And
like, thinking back on this, it really doesn't make any sense to not clue Wes in, because even if you not vote for Amanda, you still had the majority vote. Like, why? Because you wanted to blindside her? Amanda knew she was going to get votes. She's not stupid. Like, and what was she going to do to prepare for that? Like, there was nothing she could have done. It made no sense to me to do that at all. Like, the vets at that point knew if these people win, they're voting in vets. Like, they knew that that's what it was going to be. So all they did was just literally try to screw Wes over for no reason. Like,
and it's a blind, it's a, who has the balls, but otherwise it's a blind, ball pick. Like, Wes could have put that on anybody, even if it wasn't Amanda. He could have picked the ball of anyone.
Exactly.
And then just been like, yeah, sure, I voted for this person, somebody who he already was going to vote for anyway. Like, he just made the necessary enemy of Cassidy for no reason, because that's what his team said.
Yes, he was trying to show he was a good team member and giving Desi who she wanted. And he's like, okay, you want Cassidy? I'll vote Cassidy. And then they fuck him over. And then now we are these next 2 episodes with this shit still going on.
With Cassidy taking this totally too far. On an episode where they tried to paint her in the best light possible, with the whole story about her taking care of her nephew, after her sister passed away, and she passed away to drug overdose, and she's trying to bring attention to that, and it sounded all great and stuff, but I'm focused on the game. This is why I watch the show. And as far as the game, her game is completely flawed because she's thinking with emotion here. She strictly is taking this way too personal when Wes doesn't. It's feeling like the Wes Josh thing from Total Madness.
And it really is just making her look naive and like she's not prepared to play this game, that she's just taking everything at face value and not thinking, I wonder why he voted for me. Like, I wonder where that came from, because him throwing 1 vote at you is not him gunning for you. Like, she keeps talking about how he was trying to fuck her over and everything, and I'm like, girl, that was 1 vote. Like, and you didn't even go in. Why are you so upset? Like, she just on and on.
Yeah, didn't she get like 3 votes?
Yes, so it wasn't even him. But he's the only one that she's mad at because they told her that he voted. And I'm like, it's your own people that are doing this to you right now. And she just...
Yeah, because it was probably the Survivor people on Green that told her that.
Yes, Desi was on, like, Desi switched over to her team after this, and I'm like, girl, you were so dumb. You were so, like, she was making me, well, that was the first message I sent to you guys, was like, Cassidy is so fucking annoying, because she was making me so mad watching that, because she was just making herself out to be the victim, and on and on and on. So here we go. Now Cassidy's been voted. Okay, Continue.
Yes, Cassidy got voted in along with Chris, and then they do the blind ball pick, and the vets have this brilliant idea of Operation Hat Trick. Yes, brilliant idea, where they're just going to put all these names in a hat, pick them out, and whoever you pick, don't tell anybody that's who you're voting for, to basically create chaos and to where it's, oh, we don't know who picked who, so we can't give up any information.
And it's
It was
like Dusty and Alyssa and I can't even remember who all. It was just stupid.
Chanel was on there. Yeah. But it made for funny television just because Bananas was like, oh, I'm gonna eat my paper here and everything. Like,
I'm gonna eat it too.
Yeah, like it came off funny on TV, but there was no point to it.
Okay, so I have a question. They're voting for men and women every time.
Yeah.
And then it's just whoever gets, well, the week before was double, so they drew one for each. But then it's just whoever gets their name drawn. So why are they only putting 5 names in the hat? Because you have to vote
because it was 5 people.
Yeah.
Yes, but okay, Bananas has to vote for a man and a woman when he goes in there.
No. You only vote for one person.
Yeah.
Unless it's a double elimination, you only vote for one person.
Okay, that's why I was so freaking confused. Because I'm like, this is not making... I did not watch the first 2 episodes. I'm like, this is not making any sense to me at all. Like,
it was weird.
5.
It was the 5-person thing. It's like, okay, you're just gonna pick that person and go for it, but you're just putting one ball on one person on this instead of like loading it up. And that was their whole thing. It's like, okay, this, you're just getting one ball on this person and everything. The weird part about it is like, you kind of knew the 5 names in the hat, and then Bananas voted for Fessy, which was hilarious.
It was
but
great.
Fessy's name was in the hat, so couldn't you just figure out like,
well, and Fessy is in on this. Fessy was people doing the hat trick. So I know, like, he knew the 5 names in the hat, and he's got. Fessy's very stupid too, so he probably put it together that like, oh shit, but
so many other people were voted in as well.
Yeah.
So you don't maybe the other person. I don't remember the 5 names that were in there, but we do know that Dusty got multiple balls and Alyssa got multiple balls. So we don't know. Like, it's very hard to figure it out, even if. That's why I like that move by Bananas to throw the house trick even more in loop.
Yeah. Fessy's just like, oh, like.
But Bananas throwing the vote for Fessy was hilarious, because then it just creates the doubt in Fessy. Is like, wait a second, who's targeting me here? Mm-hmm. And he's not thinking it's any of the vets.
He's not gonna think it's anyone in that.
Yeah. So he thinks it's probably someone who is in the hat, not holding the hat. So honestly, a great play by Bananas. That kind of made Operation Hat Trick like worth it. The fact that Bananas just sort of threw it all out of alignment anyway. Yeah. Otherwise, this was just a dumb.
Now, I would like to point out Operation Hat Trick was Tori Deal's dumbass idea too.
Of course it was. Of course it was, because any idea of Tori Deal's is very, very bad. And she cannot be the mastermind of plans in the challenge house.
When she was telling it, like, her eyes got big, and she's like, so here's what, this is terrible idea, girl. Why are you doing this?
And her vote was the one that mattered, and it went to the girl that the week prior told her that not everything is about you, Tori. So very ironic that it was that Tori's vote that voted her in, and she lost.
I did see that there were a lot of people that were glad the girl that gets it, because she was one of the main ones gunning for the vets. So they're like, sorry. But what is her name?
Alyssa L.
Yeah. Alyssa got 1 vote, and Alyssa was the one selected.
Yeah.
Apparently, because TJ doesn't show us the ball, and I don't trust his ass.
Yeah, I do wish you mentioned that in our group chat. I do wish that was shown to the TV audience, because Otherwise, you could just be like, okay, this is who's gonna go in. I think they would protect. Like I was certain the next episode, Wes was not going in. I'm like, nah, they're gonna keep Wes around. They'll
No,
get
I when I saw it's one because I saw how everything went in this episode for Wes. I was like, Wes is luck. Being a Wes fan, we know Wes is luck. When things are going so perfectly, think of Wes as even Wes winning. You know, he's won the Duel, he's won Rivals 2, he won All Stars 3. I think his best performance politically is Battle of the Exes 2. Remember that season when everything's going so well, and then the Redemption House comes in? Like when things are going well for Wes, the worst thing possible is right around the corner.
I will say, in continuing in Cassidy being ridiculous, they got to have their little night out, and they had the guys doing like their bachelor.
Oh yeah.
Please point this out.
All the guys are like going up to the girls and like saying why they should date, and Fessy's like, I got a 6-figure bank account. Okay, Fessy. And you know, they're all like going through everything, and Wes is down on his knees and basically says that he doesn't deserve any of them because they're all too good for him, and walks off. Wes is married. Everybody knows that. Wes has been with his wife's amazing. He's been with her for a long time. But
she's pregnant.
Yes, very pregnant. All the girls are cheering and they're like, oh, Wes won. And Cassidy gets so mad.
Yeah.
Like, Wes better not fucking win that. Like, girl, it's a game. We're having fun. This is a game within a game, actually. Yes. Like, chill out. She's so mad about it. And even her friends are like, what? Are you okay? Oh, no.
Hello, Sean. No, wrong show.
Listen, if you all don't want to be colliders over here on FMC, these are real eggs. Cry me a river.
We don't do this on Tuesdays. We don't. This is not what we do on Tuesdays.
Take that back to Mondays.
Take this back to Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, Sean.
He's on UK time. He doesn't know what it is.
That's also true.
I've been back for like 6 months. I'm still
I paid $70 for this shirt.
Well, you're stupid.
Where's Thrifty Sean? This is not the Sean Ross.
Thrifty. He got rich and he stopped being thrifty.
Yeah,
that's also true. Oh my God.
This is not my Sean Ross Sapp with your $70 shirt.
Well, since you're on air, happy early birthday.
Oh, thank you so much.
Birthday.
I appreciate that. I expect an 8-ball from you each for my birthday.
I got you.
I'll wish you a happy birthday on your actual birthday if you show up on the show tomorrow, because I'm not doing it today.
Damn.
I think I am.
Okay. Andrew Thompson's going to be on the show tomorrow, allegedly.
You should get him to come work for us.
Yeah, I've tried. I can't. I can only do so much with that.
Jimmy would look at the budget, which he told me to freeze, by the way, and be like, "What? What are we doing?" I'm sorry. I told him I'd do whatever I could to get Andrew back on Fightful.
I've tried. I've had many long conversations with him, and fortunately, I can only do so much.
Well, I've made my cameo appearance. Cher, it was wonderful to see you. SP3, great to see you. Jeremy?
Am I in trouble for cursing 5 minutes in? Oh, he just left.
If he's still there, me and Cher will leave a chair open for you when we go take a picture at dinner in Chicago.
Very bad. The last 2 times I have been to Kentucky, Sean went to the fucking UK. I have not seen him since like January. Every fucking time I go there, his ass goes to the UK.
And he's not going to Chicago this week either. Usually he would go to that show.
His birthday is tomorrow. His wife's birthday is this next week. Their anniversary. So he's no longer doing the all-out trip.
Yeah, he's smart. Especially, we got Iridian covering stuff. So,
yes.
Yeah.
And I'm interviewing RJ City, asking him if things are sex things or not.
Wow.
Ooh,
you're just going to ask him like random sex questions?
I'm just going to point things out and be like, is this a sex thing?
Oh, there you go.
Very
Ask him about an
nice.
apple. See if he, it's tree semen. So
I'll record that for you.
sex
I'll be the
thing.
cameraman. I
Yeah.
got you.
He's very much looking forward to it. Let me tell
I'm
you.
sure. I'm sure he is.
I already warned him.
And we're gonna have a FMC interview with Zach Clayton. Where we talk nothing about wrestling. We only talk about Jersey Shore.
I don't know if AEW will allow us to do that. I got to get people who are not actually signed on the show.
Well, actually, since he is at StarCast, they have the little media room, so we can interview that comes through the media room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
And whoever's in collector's corner, if there's no one no one who's paid customer who's around, you can interview them there.
Yeah, I don't remember what days he's there, but I know on Sunday last year there was like nobody at StarCast on Sunday, and so
that's why. That's one of the main days I wanted to go to.
Everybody just standing at their table, so that was like when it was best to do interviews because nobody's doing anything, and so But okay, continue. Oh, he messed us up.
Yes, Alyssa got picked. And so she went in against Cassidy. Oh, the game within the game. Yeah, that was very stupid. And I'm with you, Cher, with Cassidy throwing the fit, especially like you said, like they were doing bachelorette, whatever you want to call it. And we know Wes is married and has a kid on the way. He's just out there screwing around like, oh, haha.
Funniest because all the guys were like, I'm amazing. And Wes is like, you're amazing. Like, that's why it was so funny. And she's like so butthurt about it. And I'm like, it's one vote. Like
it does not make you look good either.
And he wouldn't have done it after her this week if she would have thrown such a fit the last week.
Right.
Exactly. Like you made it known you're now gunning for him.
Yes.
Because he threw 1 vote out of 3 on you because he was told to.
Well, and I'm thinking like, you're so upset about this. And had Cassidy done a season before? Did she do the last season?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so, no.
This is your first season and you guys have been throwing in the vets the entire time. But you want to act like this? Like, Johnny Bananas is not up there acting like this when he had to go in on the third or fourth.
I mean, he kind of was.
He's not still acting like this.
Yeah, right. He's not holding on to it.
Yes, she's mad and she didn't even go in.
Yeah.
She's mad. Like, you got a vote and you're mad about it. But, yeah, so her and Alyssa.
Yes, her and Alyssa, they play this game where you're in a giant geometry cube and you roll to try to collect the flags, and then you win after you collect all the flags, and then you unlock your box. You have to do a little. I think there's a puzzle at the end, right? Or it reveals the code once you put the flags.
One of the more difficult challenges they've had in a while. I mean, there was a lot of steps to that.
Yeah. Who was it? It was Bananas against somebody. Theo, yes. I could only think of like lanky dude.
Where they were in like a small cage.
They were in a much smaller cage. Yeah, that looked way more painful.
And it was hard,
especially for Theo.
Yeah. Theo's so tall because Bananas is only like 5'7", so it's a lot easier for him. Theo was like bent over in there and everything. But honestly, Alyssa could have won this too. But she could not get her thing right, and her arms were short, so she couldn't get her arms out to reach everything correctly. She couldn't get the puzzle part. They had like 4 sheets that they got when they got to the checkpoints, and they had to lay them over each other to reveal numbers to unlock the thing, and she just couldn't do it. Like, and I mean, Cassidy barely beat her.
Yeah, because it took her a while because she had the 4 flags first, but it took her so long to figure out how to do it or get it in the right position to get the flags lined up so she can see the code that Alyssa was able to catch up because she only had 2 by the time Cassidy had all 4 of her flags, but she caught up, got all 4, but like you said, her arms was too short. She was all the wrong way next to the thing to see the code. Like, it was just it was a loss. It was an L for her.
Yeah,
I wanted to see Cassidy get eliminated after the fit she threw.
Well, and they're on the same team. So it was 2 people from blue. Is that blue team?
Blue. Yeah.
Yeah, blue.
2 people from blue team. Plus Chris was from blue team. So blue was going to lose somebody, most likely. Like, it was just what was going to happen. And honestly, Cassidy's team was not cheering for her for the most part. Like, they really weren't. And she wasn't doing much better than Alyssa was. But God, when she won, you would have thought that it was like the freaking Amanda getting annihilated the week before, which was funny because Desi didn't even act like that. Desi was like, that was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Like, I underestimated her afterwards. She acted like she went out there and freaking backpack bananaed her through that. Like, girl, you barely won this. Like, be happy. You got your first elimination win, but like, calm down a little bit. You barely won, and you're already a loser because you're dating Josh and all this. We forgot to mention.
Oh yeah, we didn't even mention that part. Oh
yeah,
God,
Josh,
you're attracted to Josh.
Josh was happy that she's sticking around. I really
don't want Cassidy to leave. We're forming a friendship. We have a bond between each other. Okay, Josh.
he's really handsome. I'm like, what? Who are we looking at?
Yeah, so Cassidy wins. She sticks around. She does not defect. She stays on her team, and we move on to the next episode where anything you guys want to talk about, anything before the daily challenge from this episode?
No, but I do want to say that we are very excited for Leroy and Cam, who are having another baby. They got pregnant as soon as they left that damn show.
Fucking bless them.
But it seems like their kid is gonna be, their first kid is gonna be in college by the time All Stars 4 comes out.
That's true. But good for them. They seem very happy and they are adorable together, and that make those babies. Good for them. I'm cheering them on before I'm cheering on Jenna and Zach. So
this is true.
Yeah. Nobody needs to cheer on Jenna and Zach. All right, so the next episode, it is time for everybody's favorite daily challenge. Certainly TJ's. It is trivia. So they're on this platform where you have to stick your body to it. Every team is up there. It's like a glass platform and you're stuck to it. And then you do the trivia. And if you get the answer wrong, the platform, which is, kind of straight, starts to tilt upwards. And then once all your team members slide off, you lose. Whoever has the last person remaining wins the challenge. There was a Taylor Swift question. I popped for that. They at least got that one right. Otherwise, these people look like idiots, as they always do.
As they
always do. I mean, we found out that Corey can't say Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg is what he called them.
I love when they have to do geography or spelling ones because they have no goddamn clue. And I get they're up on a thing, they're anxious, I understand that. You've got your adrenaline running and everything, but sometimes it's like the most basic fucking questions ever. And they'll be like, what is the capital of the United States? And they'll be like, Orlando. And I'm like, I can't with these fucking, this is why you're on reality TV. This is why you don't have a job.
The pop culture ones, whenever they miss those
those are the easy ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm not great at geography, but I could at least get in a general vicinity of things. It's when they pick things from the other fucking side of the world, when they're putting Australia in Asia or something. Those are the ones that stress me out. But it's the pop culture ones that I'm like, I know you people know this stuff.
Yeah, they're online all the time. They're keeping up with this stuff. It's like, how do you not know the? I remember the one that how did Jojo Siwa become famous? And Tori's immediately blurting out Dancing with the Stars. It's like, no, dummy, it's Dance Moms.
Dummy.
Yeah,
dummy.
There was another like very easy pop culture one that now it escapes my mind of what it actually was.
Oh, the Super Bowl one. Literally the last Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl one, yes.
Super Bowl, who won Super Bowl 57? And Dusty says New England Patriots.
Yeah.
And it's the Kansas City Chiefs. And then he does a confessional where he says his wife and their whole family are Kansas City Chiefs fans. I'm sorry. Anyone in my family, especially my missus, if that's her favorite team, I'm going to remember that was just literally maybe a month or two before you left for this show.
Dusty's divorce papers.
Go ahead, Cher.
He's coming home to divorce papers. His wife is like, you've got to be funny.
Oh, I was about to say, if I know my wife is watching this right now. If she went on this, she just messaged, I already forgot who was in the Super Bowl, much less who won it. That's fine. Yeah. If she was on some type of gimmick where they did a trivia challenge and they asked who won the 2022 Stanley Cup and she did not get the right answer, house would be empty when she got
yes. That's how I feel. My wife got asked who won the 2020 NBA championship. I was like, you better get this right. I remember being right next when this happened. I'll be looking at the TV like, she better get this right.
Okay, not everybody's a football fan, but when he says, not only are they football fans, they're all Chiefs fans. And yes. I'm like, okay, I watched the Super Bowl because it was around the Rihanna concert. Like, yes. I watched it. I'm not a big football fan anymore. I typically don't watch it. But also, Travis Kelce. Everybody saw all the memes that were going around. That's all anybody talked about. The Kelce brothers, their mom. Everybody wanted to freaking marry Travis Kelce. Like, that's all anybody talked about for like 2 months. I know he saw this. Like,
they got the Taylor Swift question correct.
That's what matters.
Yes, yeah. It was one of the easier ones because like 2023, what tour? It's like, oh, the Eras tour. You know, if you give another date, hey, what tour in 2016 did Taylor do? Then it becomes a little bit more difficult.
God,
but,
yeah,
that's confusing.
You know, yeah, they gave you, you throw years into it. Even I would get tripped up on that, but you know, it was the most recent one. Yeah, when they can't get the pop culture stuff though, it's like, all right, math, I'm terrible at math. Geography, I'm not good at geography either, but pop culture, like you guys are online all the time. This is all you do. You spend your entire life online. You would see this stuff. You would see whatever it be, who won the Super Bowl or Jojo Siwa or whatever other pop culture question
My
that got thrown at them.
favorite moment ever was they were standing at podiums doing it, and Leroy was still in, and they asked him a question, and his answer was, Roy Lee, that's me, Leroy. So he just said himself. I will, like, that sticks in my mind forever because he hadn't been on very many challenges at that point, and that was just so funny. Like, I love Leroy. Leroy is one person who's never won that I'm like, please just let Leroy win. Like,
facts. He is number one on that list. My favorite one is Cara Maria when she was asked what's the real name of Muhammad Ali, and she said Mahatma Gandhi.
See, and that's at least Cara goes up there being like, I'm not gonna know this stuff. Like, she is very like, I know, she's very honest about it. But then you have people like Tori who so confidently give the wrong answers every time. And I'm like, you're so stupid.
Is her blurting out Dancing with the Stars just so confidently? And then TJ's just like, nope, that ain't right. Like, oh, you dummy. You absolute dummy.
Oh, and TJ laughing at them when they give.
Oh, that's always the best.
Yes.
That is always the best. TJ just laughing as they give these answers because
he's laughing more at people falling into the water for this one.
I always love the spelling ones when they start spelling.
Yes.
And they mess. He doesn't even let him finish and goes, nope. And hits the thing.
So the team that won the trivia challenge was as I look for it, the blue team. The blue team won the trivia challenge on this, and West got voted in, but Bananas was pretty resigned going in there that like, I'm not going to be able to save Wes on this. Like, it's just not going to be able to happen. And Tori was kind of resigned as
but
well.
don't vote. Like, I'm sorry, he didn't vote for you. He didn't vote for you when his whole team voted for him. So why are you still voting for him? Like, I was just like, yo, when you really need them, they all let you down.
I think that was the part that threw me off too, because like Wes still didn't vote for him. But then I also get it, because you don't want to throw in a name of one of their people, because then they're going to be like, oh, well, now you're after them, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, you knew he was going in. So I get it. But I understand Wes's point of view in that too, because that had to hurt, because you did stand up for him. Like, I got that for sure.
I can see both sides as well. I think Bananas kind of did the right thing, just voting for Wes, because you don't just want to make an unnecessary enemy of like, oh, wait a second, now Bananas is targeting this person who I'm friends with. I don't, now I'm going to target Bananas because he's clearly going after somebody that's in my alliance outside of this team, where Bananas I understand he was probably hurt that Bananas said his name, but he understands it's a game. And you could probably look, if you didn't have the numbers, there's no point in look.
Yeah, he didn't get upset. I'm getting upset as a fan of Wes, but Wes didn't get upset. Wes was just
because
like,
Wes understands, like, why are you going to make an enemy unnecessarily?
I was a little upset on Twitter when he was talking about. He was a little upset on Twitter.
Why are you going to make an enemy unnecessarily out of this? Just say Wes in the game. Wes understands it's a game. Like, all right, sure. You didn't have the numbers. I was going in regardless, no matter what you said. It wasn't like, I think Wes knows the friendship is valued there, but there's a game also to be played. So I was actually on Banana's side. I kind of thought he would just like throw away the vote. And then once I thought about it, I was like, oh yeah, why would you do that? Because then these snitches are going to be like, Bananas voted for you. Bananas is targeting you. Or they're going to remember that, oh, Bananas is targeting you. And so they're going to go after him. So I thought Bananas did the right thing by just giving Wes the vote. We go into the draw here, and Dusty basically gets every single ball on him. There was a couple for like Michaela, and otherwise it was just the majority on Dusty. And so he ends up getting picked out of the hopper, and we got Dusty against Wes, Banana's two best friends, Banana's best friend and a stalker in the house. And they play this game where you have to untie pieces to a crankshaft, and you have to put the crankshaft together, and then your opponent is on the platform, and you try to spin it and get him off, and whoever gets this done faster wins the elimination. And as this elimination is happening, everyone just assumes Wes loses. He took a more methodical approach to untying the pieces to the crankshaft. Dusty ran right through it. Seemed like he got it done very fast. It also seemed like he's lasted on the platform longer than Wes did, because Wes seemed to go off of that very fast. And Wes got knocked off second. And as Wes is sitting in the goop, it looked honestly just like it was a bunch of vomit that he was in. It looked disgusting. As he is like, on the side there, Bananas like comes down and like pats him on the back, and it's like, it's okay. Like, you win some, you lose some. And Wes is just like, I know, like, it wasn't for me. Like, I don't need your consolation.
He said, I don't need a back rub.
Yeah. He's like, I don't need a back rub. Like, just, it wasn't my game and everything. And everyone just assumed Wes had lost. The way everything was set up, it's like, okay, Wes lost. That sucks. That's unfortunate. And then TJ announces they were separated by 37 seconds, which is honestly a long time if you think about it. In a game like this, like 37 seconds, you would have had to stay on that platform as someone's spinning you for 37 seconds. It's not like it was that close, but he's like 37 seconds, and he's like, Wes, you won. And Wes just drops to his knees. Yeah. He's just like, what the hell? And everybody was stunned, because they tried to give him the big send off. They tried to kill this man off, and then he is still around in the game. And then we'll get to the defection later on. But comments on the elimination and Wes winning SB3 since that's your guy, even though you didn't pick him like a coward.
No, I didn't pick him because I don't think he's gonna win this season.
It was cowardly.
But I am always rooting for Wes. When I got asked by my friend that started watching the challenge, what team am I rooting for? I said I'm rooting for whatever team Wes is on. That was Team Green. I was rooting for Team Green, and I was rooting for Wes in this elimination, especially versus someone like Dusty. I was like, no, we don't need to give Dusty this honor. We don't need to give Dusty his first elimination win over a challenge legend, a challenge GOAT like Wes. So just watching the elimination, especially what Wes said before the elimination about he's lost 4 different not based eliminations, and I was just like, damn. But I like the approach that he took, taking the more methodical approach. The fact that they noted that, I thought that would come into play and that would be a benefit to him. The cranking portion, it did look like he had some trouble with that, and that's why Dusty was able to stand up there very long. And I thought that Dusty was taking longer on the ropes. The edit, we can't really tell, but you could just tell from the way he went about it. It was much different from Wes, where Wes, it looked like it was just one smooth, fluid motion. It just looked like Dusty was just and then seeing how it came out and then trying to unknot it from there. So yeah, I thought that would help him in the long run. But then how Dusty cranked that so quickly, and Wes had the wrong approach by trying to stay low. I thought he just needed to just run it like a treadmill. Don't try to stay low on it. But I think that was the reason why Dusty was able to stay up there longer, and he just killed that cranking portion, like TJ said. But I was very surprised by the 37 seconds. That does seem like a while, and I think the reason why everybody was surprised, and including Wes, was because there's so much downtime that we don't see between the 2 eliminations, that you don't really have a sense of the time exactly between those 2 eliminations.
Yeah. Cher, thoughts on the elimination and how everything played out?
Oh, I agree with what SP3 said there. It was, I knew Wes was I didn't think that they were gonna protect him or anything. In my headcanon, I decided that Bananas did it on purpose to get his stalker out of the house. He wanted Dusty gone, and he was like, Wes, do me a solid here, man. Get this freak out of this house.
My real best friend, get rid of my fake best friend.
Yes. Please get rid of him. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of this elimination, though. I don't know why. It was like there was so much. I was just, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of it. I liked the one that the girls did the week before. I could never do that. I would have died trying to turn that thing over and over, but
I don't like basically separate eliminations that come down to time like that. I like when it is certainly just more head to head and you can see who is doing what and how quickly they are moving. I think that it feels more like it is, again, just a head to head elimination like this. This just feels like it was, you could have put anybody up there on that platform to try to spin them off, and it would have been relatively similar, because once you got that thing cranking, it was going to be tough to stay on. I don't know if anybody would have fared better putting on, but yeah, I like it when it's just more head to head and you know who's definitively winning right then and there, instead of, oh, well, you got it done a little bit quicker type of thing. Those are fine for the daily challenges when it comes down to time like that. But elimination, I like when it's just more of a straight up competition.
I agree with that. My favorite part you didn't mention about this whole episode was Wes's campaign to not get voted in once he was voted in by Team Blue. With it was, and also you didn't mention the female vote for Team Blue was Tiffany. which Chris kind of said straight from jump that it was kind of like it was kind of like a dead vote there. Like they knew that the House wanted to vote in a guy. Even people on Green fucking voted in a guy. He was on the same side with Tyler and Monty the previous episode, and now Tyler and Monty is voting in a guy to go against them because a Big Brother girl is in. Look how that turned out for Wes. But yeah, he went around to each person and was like, just vote for a girl. He was like, it doesn't even matter what girl. She said, just vote for her. And you knew Wes was desperate. When the next clip you see is him talking to Josh, he was like, we're two masterminds, so you get where I'm coming from.
When he said that, like, what came to mind was that meme, the why you always lying. But, and that turned into Wes saying that this is his last season of the challenge. So
we shall see. We'll see.
He posted on Twitter about it too and was like, to be clear, it's not because of my baby. It is because of my businesses. And I get it, because they have to be gone a long time for the regular one. He can keep doing All-Stars and they're not gone near as long. Like that's a lot easier. It's hard when he's gone for months to do that. Like that's a lot. So I get it. But I mean, he did take a break for like 3 or 4 years where he wasn't doing anything because of his businesses. So maybe he just take a little break and be back, because Wes is someone who I think will always be good at the challenge.
100%. He's taken a few breaks because he took a break after winning the duel, and then he wasn't on until Ruins. He took like 4 seasons off there, and then he was on Ruins, and then season 19 comes back for 21, and then he took that, like you said, that long break between Rivals 3 and then War of the Worlds 1. But I mean, for someone, even if it wasn't a baby involved, you have to realize he's been doing this for like 20 years. Like he said himself, he's been doing it for the better part of 20 years. And this is kind of a big accomplishment for people that have been on the challenge that long, like him and Johnny being the veterans of the show, to be on CBS, to take the challenge to the point that it's on CBS and they are brought in as like the stars of the show. So like, even if it was just not even the kid, just thinking about kind of where you're at as far as what you're doing with this feels like kind of like the peak for it. Like if you wanted to end it here, even without a baby, I think that would be fine.
Well, and like these other people, these Big Brother people and whatever, like they can say whatever they want. They would have never got a challenge if it wasn't for the challenge vets. Like, yes, they've moved it to CBS, but CBS only did that because MTV was taking all their damn people, putting them on their show. Like, it's not like, those people are the stars of it. People aren't tuning in because they want to see Chris from Survivor on the challenge. They're tuning in because of the people from the challenge. Like, it is what it is.
Wes ends up as well. He did this smartly after he won. He defected to the green team to take Chris's place, and now he
defected from the green team.
Yeah, sorry, to the blue team to take Chris's place. Apologies. And what he even said is like, I'm gonna load up this team. So he's now with Bananas and Tori, and they kind of have Fessy on their side, and now he's got Cassidy on his team to where Cassidy cannot target him because they are on the same team. So once Wes won, I was like, oh, he's definitely 100% affecting and going on the same team as Bananas and Cassidy for, the reason of, hey, I'm with my friend and with more vets. And also now Cassidy can't go after me because clearly she is trying to target me. So a very smart defection move by Wes.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, either team has more people than the green team, but he definitely moved to the better team of the two. So, and he doesn't have to be on a team with Josh. So, win's win.
All right, we're gonna pull up the draft board here. So over the 2 episodes, we have lost Dusty. Who had Dusty? Where's he at? Oh, that is Cher. Cher, you had Dusty.
That's depressing.
There you go. And Alyssa lost. Which was Alyssa L?
Yeah.
Lost? Okay, Alyssa L. That is my pick there. One of my later picks. All right, I've lost Alyssa L. There we go. So the chat still alive. You got Josh and Monty. I was like, I want Wes to stick around for the purposes of our game here. I was hoping Wes lost because then both of your first round picks would be gone and I would still have bananas.
Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Wishing
here
bad
to-
upon us. I don't
I'm
need to
here
wish
to
bad
win.
upon you.
I'm here to
I
win.
have Cassidy, so clearly I'm winning the entire thing. So
You got Cassidy targeting someone on your own team.
yeah.
And look, our top picks are all there outside of SB3 with his heart pick of Paulie.
It was a
Pick
good
from the heart.
it was a
about the
good
heart. It was a good pick.
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
He would have been
Jesse and Corey are still alive here. That's all that matters. And
I don't
Michaela.
know, like in no world did I expect him to go out that early. I didn't think Paulie would go out that early.
Paulie would have been picked within the first 2 rounds anyway in this draft. Like I don't think there's any debating that. So he would have been a pick that would have, and he got eliminated when he got eliminated. He would have been gone as one of a top 6 picks. He was just, I still can't believe you picked him over West. That's my biggest gripe.
I'm thinking 3D chess, ladies and gentlemen.
How'd that work?
Hey, everybody else, I picked him first to put myself in better position for all my other picks.
How? You realize it wouldn't have changed anything because you would have picked West.
If I told you that, then you wouldn't understand. Then you would understand how I'm winning. I'm the winner here. Go back and look at all the other previous drafts. Who won the most? Don't question me.
Well, all I know is I'm the only real winner because I'm the only person that bought the damn trophy.
True.
That is true.
So, yeah, the fact that you did not pick Wes, who had just come off an All-Stars win
and a loss in World Championship, that was the nearest one to
win, though.
Hey, that All-Stars is different from what we doing here.
All-Stars.
If it was All-Stars 4, I would have picked Wes.
Other than this season, All-Stars has been like this season of the challenge that we're currently watching. All-Stars has been better. So
no, that's what I'm saying. Like that format for All-Stars fits Wes better. What I saw on World Championship was flaws in the game.
So looking there. The first season of All-Stars aired April 1st to May 27th. Second season of 2021. Second season started November 2021. So just 6 months later, and aired until January 2022. Then 4 months later, at the beginning of May, starts the third season, May 2022 to July 2022. When are we ever going to get season 4 that they've already filmed? When is this airing? It has been a year.
I assume after this season ends, right? Like,
I want to say I saw something last night that they're airing the new season of the regular challenge before they air All-Stars. And I'm like,
oh my God, that's insane.
Yeah, that's a little strange.
They're going to have like 10 seasons of All-Star in the can. And we're like,
if they do trivia, the questions are just going to be outdated.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're going to ask something like who recently, and it's like, wait a second, that was a year ago at this point. This isn't recent at all.
This was filmed when?
Like 2026, going to be asking questions about the freaking Renaissance tour and shit. You're like, yes. Challenge 39 will be airing before All-Stars 4.
Wow. Well, I don't know. It's a decision, I guess.
They hate us. They hate us.
That's a choice.
Yeah. All right. Anything else from these 2 episodes that we'd like to touch on?
I don't think so.
Okay. We're gonna wrap up. I promised this person time. I don't know why. I'm a good citizen, a good human being, I guess.
Oh
Yes.
God. It's
yes.
Kate, isn't it?
It's Kaden. Yes. What do you want?
I wanted to come on the first show that I started Fightful with as I step away from wrestling media and say thank you to.
All right, good talk. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Yep, you're welcome. Bye. Cher, do you have anything to plug?
If you are in Chicago this weekend, come and say hi to me in SP3. We will be around. I'll just be walking through StarCast, doing nothing, talking to people. That's truly my plan. I might go to All Out. You can't expect me to plan to go to a show that has 2 matches.
That's 4 now. 4. Count them.
It's
4.
5, doesn't it? It's 5.
Oh yeah, 5. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay.
Because they added Ruby and Stat on.
That one is
Collision.
one that I knew. So what are the other ones?
Hobbs and Miro, Luchasaurus and Darby,
Yep.
Omega and Takeshita,
Yep.
and Orange and Moxley.
Yep.
Well, the only 2 that I knew were Hobbs and Miro and Stat and Ruby.
Well, the others were just added on, like all in.
Well,
not
Darby and Lucha.
Yeah, Lucha.
That was the first match.
That was the first match. Yeah, that was the first match
Here's
added.
what happens when you don't watch wrestling and you just ask Will Washington what's on the show. Um,
All right.
He busy.
but I might.
He's got BTE fame.
Yes, exactly. I might be there, so say hi. I don't have split die anymore, so people aren't going to recognize me, and I love it. I don't want to hear Cher when I'm walking through places. So, go ahead.
Okay. People want Caden to have his moment. Fine. What else?
Give him his moment. Give Terry the Terry Funk of wrestling media his moment.
God.
That is way too much praise. I don't deserve to be called the Terry Funk of anything.
Yeah, that's at least you know.
When it comes to retirements, that's
No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. I said what I wanted to say.
Undertaker.
No,
Texas.
that's a good one.
You're the Undertaker.
Do you can? I'm not going to cut you off. If you wanna say, I'll keep my
I don't
hands.
trust you.
Look, my hands are up here.
I don't trust that Sean.
My hands are where your eyes can see. Bust the rhymes.
Papa Jeremy.
I had a great time doing shit, and thank you for the time, even though I got cut off for the last 6 months, year, whatever. Peppa Pig theme park, Cher. Peppa Pig theme park.
Is that it?
I think so.
Okay. Can I remove you now?
Do you want to do? I don't care.
Okay. My hands are up here. You have your time.
I
will give you
SP3. Thanks for not banning me from streams for a year.
Damn.
Yeah, I've never banned you anywhere.
I mean, I'm banned now.
No, you're not banned from any of my streams.
What is happening? Oh, we got beef.
Never mind.
You're not
trying to make a joke. Did not work.
Oh, okay. All right. Are we good? Are we fine?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. SP3, do you want to plug anything?
Sammy's shaking. Are you shaking to dismiss him or end the broadcast?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not shaking. Does it come off like I am?
Because you forgot. I got my segment still. Still got my
Oh
segment.
no!
We don't have time for this.
You don't have 90 seconds?
Oh,
90
right.
days
Okay.
in 90 seconds.
I don't remember all these segments, SP3.
Give the people what they want.
All right.
That
Quit
is
yelling at me.
That is Jerome YouTube.
Oh my gosh.
Jerome YouTube has to remember what happened on 90 Day Last Resort last week.
All right.
God
Are you ready?
Damn it.
Are you ready? 3,
Great.
2,
I'm gonna try
1,
my best here.
go.
Okay, this week on 90 Day, the Last Resort, they did this little like game thing where you had to listen to your spouse and follow through this like little obstacle course, right? all the couples did horrible at this, except for two. Well, the one couple that the guy Kelly was upset that his girl Molly didn't sit next to him during couples therapy. He did pretty well. Ed did pretty well, but he did not listen to Liz at all. He cheated, and he admitted he cheated because he is Big Ed. Always loved you, Big Ed. And also the best couple was not even a couple because Angela is there without Michael because Michael is still in Nigeria after like 5 freaking years.
He's been there his whole... No, this guy's never coming over to it. No, stop it.
And Angela and Jovi did the best because Angela just yelled at Jovi the entire time. Meanwhile, Asuela is asking Kalani if she is in love with her hall pass. And she said that she has feelings for her hall pass. And now Asuela doesn't want her to talk to his hall pass. He's like, we're here to fix our relationship. And I don't think I'm a boy from Samoa. And I don't think you should be talking to him while we're here at the last resort. And that's why now Kalani is gonna make sure their relationship is strong, and she's gonna stop talking to our hall pass as long as they are on the last resort. But we'll talk about next week's show.
You did good. You hit your mark pretty well there.
Good job.
Yeah. All right. Do you have anything to plug, SP3?
Follow me on the whatever that thing's called, whatever letter of the alphabet they name it this week, at True Heel SP3, where that's place. And True Hill Heat YouTube channel. I'll be there live tomorrow for a payback preview, so check that out and check out our all-in review over there on the channel right now. And yes, I'll be in Chicago. If you want to say hi, I look pretty different because I've embraced the dad bod, but you could say hi to me. I'll be walking around StarCast, probably with Cher Delware, talk about reality TV, and I'll be at All Out if CDA gets me in the door.
Y'all have fun in Chicago. I will not be there this weekend, or I might be going to Payback. I don't know. I don't know if I got that squared away yet. Maybe we'll see. Huh?
The first All Out and first AEW show I ever went to, I sat with you and wife.
Yes.
Nice.
To another one.
I know. Look, I know this, but you have to take it up with the wrestling schedule that they want to keep adding events and shows, and WWE wants to run a show on Saturday. And then, so, you know, I do a lot for this website. And so if I'm not around to do things for the website, sometimes things don't get done, and I got to be around to help all of this stuff out. So it's tough for me to just...
Sean to quit being lazy and actually work.
Yeah, that's the biggest issue. It's Sean just doesn't do enough work. Yes, that's that's 100% the issue with things. Now, like sadly, my time and my roles can be better served just at home because I can get a lot more done. I would like to go on actual trips and see friends and stuff though, but
we had a lot of fun playing mini golf that Sean at.
He did cheat. He 100% cheated at that.
He rolled down hills. He blew the ball into the hole.
Yeah, the wife.
Wallet.
Yes, he did. He his wallet came out. Yes. The wife says a couple of things. One, they need to quit scheduling stuff around family events. Yeah, Sunday was just all the shows going on Sunday when I had more important things to do. And she also mentioned she got a hole in one. She was the only person to get a hole in one on the mini golf, which is also factual. We will find a time to come together again, but them running, WWE wants to run a show, AEW wants to run a show. It's difficult because it's tough for me to miss 2 shows of not working while I'm actually at the show. So,
well, whenever SP3 gets married, we'll all come together for that.
100%. I assume SP3 will schedule around the world of wrestling because you have to.
Of course.
So
what does that leave me with 1 month? 1 month in the year?
That's what we had to
in
do.
1 month.
Not
We
1
we
month.
legitimately, I mean, my anniversary is coming up in just over a month, but yeah, we legitimately were like, is there anything going on this weekend? Nope, no wrestling events. Okay, good. Maybe we can plan it for this. And now, of course, Tony is announcing, oh, October 1st, we're doing a
Yep.
show.
Yeah.
It's like, Tony, can we not? My anniversary is the next day. Please do not have me up until 3 a.m. covering your press conference. So I can actually, yeah, we also
One of
had
True
to.
Hill Heat has a wedding on the end of October, and it was like they picked a 1 month where nothing was going on, and then Tony was like, "Nope, you know what? Something's going on."
Yeah, the wife says we're the only ones who didn't get to choose the date. Yeah, because we had to like poll her siblings of like, hey, does this work for people? You know, and then it's just yeah, like what works for you guys? When can we get married around your
Yeah.
schedule, wrestling and other family members?
That's what happened with my wedding too, is I had to plan it not just around my ex-husband's military leave, but around everybody else too. And I'm like, they're like, well, I'm going to an amusement park that weekend. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
I think my wedding's a little bit more important than that.
You would think.
Wedding.
You would think. I see the good part for I guess mine is, you know, I didn't have to. She had to check in with all the family and everything. I don't have any family here. My parents were gonna come regardless. They would cancel all their plans. Mine, I knew like, hey, if there's no wrestling events going on, then most of my friends will be free. As long as they can travel or want to travel for this, we'll be fine. They can be there. Maybe they have other plans like normal human beings, but otherwise. I know, and I still thank everybody for that because I was expecting like nobody to show. I was expecting you, Cher, and Sean. I was like, I feel like us enough, like you, the wife, enough to show up and be supportive. Everybody
You
else.
don't think
like,
I like you enough? You're the
No, I
only
think-
reason I've ever been to Ohio.
You were
I
in
will
the
ever
States
step
for like
foot
2 days
in
before his
Ohio
wedding.
in my life.
We didn't know you were ever going to leave the damn UK. We
that is true. Yeah, we didn't know if you were. I think people like me enough sometimes. I actually think everybody dislikes me, but like to travel to Ohio, who the hell wants to come here? That's awful.
That's true.
But like everybody was traveling, you know, everybody else had to travel. Her family, it's all just around here. So it's like, yeah, we can easily make this, you know. People, SB3 came from New York, Cher from Illinois, Sean from Kentucky, Denise from LA. I'm like, I would not expect people to do all of that. So yeah, I was very surprised at how many people like traveled and were there, and I very much appreciate it.
And we had 2 full tables of all of us.
Oh, I know.
I know that the
Great.
Mrs. family was like, who the fuck are all these people?
Oh my, yeah. Frantic says people would leave Ohio. Yeah, like I don't blame. Yeah, again, I was very surprised that so many people showed up, and I know Ash. I know the wife's mom. I was like, oh, it's very nice that he has all the support. I was like, yeah, I'm surprised myself that I had all this support. Honestly,
And the best dancer in the room came because of you, Cassidy Haynes.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that is
He
also
broke down.
true.
He broke down. He cut a rug.
I see the wife is typing. I almost use a shoot name, and I'm wondering if she is gonna be like, don't do that.
Over here shooting, man.
Yeah, it's been out there before. Oh yeah, I wondered when that would happen. I assume she's talking about
Let
me
it
slipping
slip.
and using a
Let
shoot
it
name.
slip.
The fact that
I
I've
have to be
gone
in
this
Chicago
long,
more than once this year because of weddings. People, you know, weddings is you might have to wait a while for me with weddings because this is 2 years in a row I've had to travel for a wedding.
you need to get married, SB3, so we
Yeah.
can all celebrate again. We can all come there and be
This
part
is
of
true.
it and have a big
Harlem?
old celebration.
Harlem can be the flower girl, and she'll just throw the flower petals at people.
Yes, you would. That really would. Really would.
Living her best life.
And she would be dragging Sydney as the ring bearer. Like,
He's just on his butt, and she's got him by the collar, dragging him out.
dragging him.
Poor
All right,
babies.
everybody. We're gonna get out of here. Thank you, SB3. Cher, as always. Caden, good luck with everything you were doing. Yeah, we'll be back next week as the NBA season actually comes closer, and we'll have more basketball to talk about, more challenge to recap. Bye, everybody.